Welcome to your inspirational astrology horoscope for Wednesday, November 28th, 2012. I'm astrologer David Palmer, here to illuminate the collective consciousness. The big lunar eclipse happening early this morning, 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time in Gemini with the huge yads. Yeah, that's right, there's a couple of them. And we are in a moment of fate. Let's take this moment first to go back to May 20th. We had a huge solar eclipse then in Gemini. The moon tapped over this late yesterday, and over the last couple days we've been feeling this. This isn't something that is just one moment. I'll be real with you, the last couple weeks are leading up to this point. We had a solar eclipse in Scorpio to start things off a couple weeks ago, and here we are, a lunar eclipse now, and this one happening at the Sagittarius Gemini point. We are all dealing with so much closure in our lives, especially taking the last 6 months. And then the events of the last 2 weeks, which really are the culmination of the close. We are closing relationships. We are closing old fears. We are closing old beliefs and old states of mind. That's where we're really testing today. We are dipping into the sun. First off, let's start with that. That is the light of our world. That is what is blowing this lunar eclipse and making it happen. It's in Sagittarius. It's about stepping into a new belief, a new adventure, a new outlook of our life, a new perception of our world. It really is, where do we aim in our lives? And we are taking all the extreme change that has happened over the last couple weeks, and we are really implementing the truth and bringing it to the outlook. Now, all this lunar eclipse stuff in Gemini, it's conjuncting Jupiter pretty much, it's conjunct the North Node exact. This is powerful, intense energy of us emotionally mothering and releasing our old states of attitude. There's been so much information Jupiter has been gathering for us. Remember, I have talked about in other horoscopes, we have been drinking so much information, a lot of it. It's like having a crap load of beers, right? There's been so much. And we are processing so much in our life. And this processing has been implementing us to really step into a new belief and to a new outlook in our life. It's time for us to change our heads. It's time for us to mother our heads. It's time for our heads not to get in the way of things. That's because this lunar eclipse is making a square to Chiron in Pisces, and it's making a square to Neptune in Pisces, where we are healing and learning to transcend our souls, to rise above, to surrender to the universe, to learn how to truly listen to our gut, and how we can bring this to a new outlook, how our mind can work with our soul. This kind of is a T-square. It's not that strong, but the truth is we are really in a place where our outlook, our minds, and our spirit must find a way to create the power to really come into each other. Now let's talk about this yod. We have Mars and Pluto conjunct in Scorpio. This really big, powerful, rebirthing, new, intense rules in our life, new orders, a new structure, really leaving behind an old structure of our lives, stepping into a new one. This whole rebirth of our bigger goals in our life, our destiny. This is about our destiny, folks, and bringing that and connected with Saturn and Venus in Scorpio, heavy decisions, the responsibility, the work of transforming our life, of going deep into our truth, exposing so much exposing going on of the truth in our relationships. How do we feel good again? How do we feel warm? How do we feel our feminine energy? The masculine is intense and the feminine is in a serious place. So masculine feminine energy is actually learning to find a way to come to each other and have our attitudes understand it. The fate is in the mind, the change of attitude, the change of perception into the belief, the change of structure, the truth that we must build to make ourselves feel great, to enter into partnerships that bring us the commitments that rely and are based off our real truth. Now, our factual truth is something that is being processed and something we have to mother. The one thing is our mind really likes to run the show, doesn't it? And the truth is that we are having to learn that our mind is just a little computer that is literally processing things. It is not the end-all be-all. Our minds are counterfeit feelings. Our minds are counterfeit of love. Our mind needs to come into a place that it works together with the changes in our life, the changes of our structure, and the truth that we must rebuild in our life and to feel good again. Now, this fate is bringing us into a new fact in our life, a new truth, but most importantly, it's bringing us our true destiny. And you know what? Going with the flow is the way to happen. Relationships that are ending, feelings that are coming up, fears that are ending, all this stuff that is coming to an end is the right way to go. We are actually learning to drive and rebirth our system of control. That's right, control. We don't control things the way that you think we do. I've had so many people ask me when they come on readings, like, oh, well, I'm all about free will and the universe and all that. And I'll be honest with you. The truth is, you either align with the universe and the choice you made to come down here, which is your own signature vibration, and you have the choice in this life to use your vibrations to either go with your own vibration and the one that's with the universe, or play notes and tunes of yourself that really don't sound that great. I'll be real with you. Let the fate come in. Let your destiny come. Align with your truth. Look in your natal chart and find out what your destiny and your truth is. Are you going to align with it or not? These are important parts of our life of exposing our truth. And the truth is, and I got to be real with you, that the control issues must go. The control issues must go. You need to take your truth seriously. You need to take your soul's transformation seriously in order to feel good, in order to find the right partnerships. One's based off just your pure truth. It doesn't matter if you might love somebody that your parents might not like, or that might not work out because they do something and you do something different. It might not work. The truth is the truth. The control system is having to be rebooted, to be transformed in itself. Saturn and Pluto are big dogs. You don't mess around with these two guys. These guys bring extreme change and extreme responsibility to our lives. And we must learn how to mother this change, to be emotional over it. We can no more have counterfeit emotions, ones that our heads try to understand. We must learn to feel and must learn to have our mind understand our feelings, not our mind create our feelings. We must learn to really go into the optimism, to see the bigger picture for ourselves, to see the horizon in our life. And this is a horizon of one where we don't actually feel that we have all the control. The control is in aligning with your destiny that has been set for you. And that's the truth. That's the truth. You either go with your vibration, the one you've picked, the one that you've sat with God before you came down here and perfectly laid out. Perfect! It's already perfect. Imagine if you could, before you enter into life, set up the perfect life. It was already set for you. That was the one you chose to do. This life we come into, we're meant to believe that we have all the control, that we have all the power, that, you know what, if you're having a bad day, you can pick it up. That's true. I mean, you can change your attitude and your vibration, but it's what are you changing it to? Just to make the next moment better? The truth is, it's to make every moment in alignment of your truth, the alignment of your true destiny, and changing your emotional and mental vibrations to align with the truth and the knowledge of self, the knowledge in the horizon of your world, the expansion and the change that you must step into is now. This is change time. It is time to change. It is time to change your mind, change your outlook, go through the huge transformation, and rebirth your system of control, and reset your goals based off your truth. And that's what this is, everybody. And it can be intense, it can be gnarly, it can be a rebirthing process, it can be a deathly process, and it can be scary, and it can really mess with your mind, because that's what it's doing, messing with your mind. No more mind games, We're leaving these mind games, these counterfeit emotions in our life that are actually coming in between us seeing the big picture. Because when we look down, which is what I like to say, Gemini is our immediate environment, our brothers, our sisters, our neighbors. What about those people in China? That's Sagittarius. What about your life in China? Not about your life right here. Where are you going? What are you doing? What is the knowledge in your head? What have you learned? What is the optimism? What sets the fire in your life to go for your future? Truth, a rebooting of what you feel is control, the structure, the goals in your life, and bridging it to a new attitude, and one where your mind works for you and not against you. This is the last week of my Finger of the Yod Faded Eclipse reading sale. Only $50. Cheapest I ever done for such a powerful faded reading. Check it out on my website, david-palmer.com. I'm booking through the weekend. Hit me up now. I hope you guys have a wonderful eclipse, and I hope this was a lot of good information for you, and I'll see you tomorrow.